I think the first thing that has changed is like more the thing that's changed all our lives actually, the internet. I think the second thing that's recently changed our lives is the mobile phone and how easy it is to access a screen and information for the consumers. And because of those changes in our environment, I think for marketers, the big change, and I say this all the time, it's very boring, is that we used to be people who talk to audiences and customers. Now those customers and audiences are no longer audiences, right? They can talk back to you, and they can actually let you know what they think about your campaign. If you're not being authentic, they will call you out. If they've had a bad service experience or a good service experience, they can come back and tell you this is what happened. And there's a big feedback loop now coming back to marketers. So I think that's the first big change. Uh, it's not one-way communication; it's two-way. And I think as marketers, if we recognize that, it's also a big opportunity because um, here is an opportunity to actually be talked about or your brand to be talked about when you're not in the room, right? So if you have the right kind of conversations with your customers, even your non-customers, what they say, word of mouth, as we used to call it, right, is actually driven a lot more nowadays with people who you don't even know, right? So you might not know them, but their experience, if you go to a tool like Quora, where you look for it, or a Google, there are forums, there are groups, right? On social, there are groups there as well. So all of that, I think, has changed the whole context of how we operate in marketing. I think the other big changes in the business of marketing because of data and how we can now target customers in a much more nuanced manner. There is the business of marketing has become a bit more sharper. So you will see, I think there's generally some conversations around, is marketing still the same? Is performance marketing real marketing, or is there a space for above the line marketing? Those kind of debates have started happening. In my view, it's marketing is still marketing. It's just that we have new tools. But those would be the two big meta things that I would think have changed in the last few years.
These things that you have identified, both talking back from the consumer and technology piece, etc. Anything where you have used either of these elements, or maybe something else from longer ago, a memorable campaign you have worked on?
Sure. So I think at the base of marketing, the fundamentals are still the same. You need to talk to the customer, understand them, and kind of explain to them why your product is great, right? And then leave it up to their choice. So for me, I think besides that, the campaign that I'm really excited about recently that we did was in Axis was this campaign on a mobile banking app. So if you if you followed our brand, uh, we've been a brand that's got this philosophy of Dil Se Open, and it's in our view our single biggest differentiator in the BFSI category, which is a very left brain logical kind of a category. Here we have this positioning that comes from our people, which is about